Hello. I know it's been a long time and it's actually past my bedtime, so I'm just throwing this out there. I'm still around. I have to get over this hump and then I'll be able to make some more videos focused on bipolar disorder specifically and anxiety. Just right now, my life is in a positive way, shambles. Um, at this moment, I am dealing with a lot, and I am very proud that I am handling it so well, which tells me I'm probably in a hypomanic episode. And it doesn't hurt to be in it right now because, as you can see, you hear me talking about the painting all the time. I am 2/3 of the way done. Pink, pink, yellow. And because this green, ugly crap just brings me down. And so I cannot get my environment situated in this room to be comfortable to talk to you guys until that is done. And then I'll know what kind of space is really going to be healthy for me. So, as you can see, I am just stuff is everywhere. And if you went downstairs, you would just have a freaking cow because we are having computer problems. I dug my old laptop out, about ready to ditch this modern, you can do everything, it's so good, for my old model. Anyway, downstairs is just like this stuff just piled. First, it was piled with my broom making stuff. Um, I'll talk more about that in a minute. It is decorative and fantasy brooms, like for witches. And so that was taking over the table because it was the only space that was working for me to produce those, because I'm going to be selling them at a festival. And so the festival is October 8, 9, and 10. So I am wanting to produce fancy ones that'll go for more, and some more, run of the mill ones. They're still going to be awesome. Uh, but it takes a lot of little things to make a broom. I actually have to put the bristles on a branch I have found or have been gifted by friends, and uh, anyway, different kinds of bristles, and then leather bands around the bristle, and a wand that goes with it, and a wand holder attached to the broom but can be detached. So I have to make the wand as well. So I'm sanding, scrubbing, playing with big, scary table saw, staining, sealing, and in some cases I wax, in some cases I use polyurethane, depending on what kind of gloss shine I want, what I'm going for. Rustic. Some are fun, some have a theme, some are just witchy because the festival is, see, like, it's freezing up on me now, so I don't know if it's going to freeze up on you. Okay, so the festival is the Renaissance Festival in Kansas City, and um, I'm having trouble with my stream of thought. I'm going everywhere. So let me try to keep on. I was talking about the table. So I had to move all of that stuff, glue, and metal studs, leather working stuff. um, move that to a corner. I've run out of places to put brooms. We're talking big brooms, like people sized brooms. We're not talking about little cutesy things. Um, this is for someone to actually feel like they're a witch. Or some of them are more decorative that my artistic eye caught. Okay, so anyway, um, so I'm trying to like just spit these out, but I have been working my, this is all why I haven't been on. I have been working my ass off training dogs, taking on clients, working more days than I usually do. Working my ass off to save enough money to pay to do this broom thing because it costs a lot of money to get a spot. So I want to do it for the experience of doing it. That's my gift, my take, not to make money. I would like to recoup the majority, at least recoup the majority of the money I earned training dogs and saved, which is I'm at $750. So, um, if I have paid fees and have to, it's like a situation where I have to camp there because it's kind of far away. It would be stupid to commute, so people camp there overnight. And in their tents where their merchandise is. And so I had to buy things that I would need for that. So, all in all, whether I make money or not, I'm going to have some left over. And there are some telescopes at this liquidation store nearby, and I really want to get my hands on one of those because astronomy is one of my hobbies. And right now, I only have special binoculars. I'm getting off topic again. I was talking about the table. Well, another way to make some money towards this effort, and just because in this process I just realized that I really like making money. I just like having it. It's all in a big wad in a safe box in my room, and I'm like, hope none of you know where I live. Not that you would do anything, but that was a joke. um and I just like adding to it, and I'm turning into a little bit of a miser. But I think that afterwards, my free spending spirit will return. My irresponsibility with money will return. Anyway, um, I am. I was running out of bristles. I was using the ones from. And right now, this video is probably a really good example of hypomania and how it actually can be extremely helpful in certain situations. So we're going to have this yard sale, and we piled everything up on this table. So the downstairs is really messed up and cluttered too. So there's barely a safe place in the house. Um, and so um, one thing I am particularly proud of. Um, I have certain deficits. I mean, besides just having bipolar disorder and anxiety, um, and low self esteem, those kinds of things. Um, the ECT that I had many years ago messed up very specific functions of my brain. Um, I have trouble counting money, specifically giving change. Um, it just doesn't work anymore. Um, Time. I can tell if I look at the clock and it says 2, an hour later it says 3, and it's an hour. But if I am asked to um, like where I used to work, people would do community service and you had to add up all these times, and I can't do that. Um, the fractions of my brain just stops when I try. Directions, go north on this, yeah, go north past the park, no. And I just let people talk that, and I use the GPS. Uh, Things like that. And when things have more than one, like 2 steps, you do this and then you do this. Beyond that, that is usually when I have my very bad, the worst irritable outbursts. And like when I applied for disability, I just brought in this giant like tub thing of paperwork, and I told the social worker, because they said, if you can't do this, fill out these forms yourself, make an appointment. I'm like sobbing and sobbing. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't understand this. I don't. She was wonderful. Um, so, for example, before ECT, when I was 19, I got the paperwork for nursing school. I filled everything out except for the part where my parents had to fill in their financials, and I had to dog them to get them to do it. There was no help for that for me. It was up to me. If I wanted to get out of that situation, nobody else could do it but me. And I got it done. And I sent it in, and I got everything together. Nobody helped me. And I was successful. And I had no reason to think I wouldn't be. Now, so I want to do this Renfest thing. And oh my God. Okay, so you're going to need this form and this form and this form. But in order to get those forms, you need to have this form. And in order to get this form, you need numbers from the federal and these numbers from the state. And then, you need your... Oh, it was just... I was so upset, and I was going to start asking my mom to help me. But I was getting the sense that she didn't believe I could do any of this at all, and I was going to be disappointed and have tantrums. And so I just told myself, okay, they said, first do this. So that's how I was going to take it. Each thing. And I'm like, I don't care how annoying the coordinator thought I was. I was like, I told her, okay, now I've got this form. I've sent it to them. They've given me a confirmation number. What do I do next? Don't, not a list. What is next? So I can focus on just what is next. And she wasn't a whole lot helpful, but some of the this one lady who does it every year. She does hats. She was really helpful for me. And make sure you have your insurance, and you have to have liability and just a license to sell in that city. I just needed all this stuff, and I got it, and I printed it out, and I have a folder with all my information. And the last thing I needed, I called today, which was my license, and they verified that I was on there, and it was all good, and I am good to go. And all I need to do is show up on Friday, which will be the 7th. It's assigned plots. I'm in an area where you have tents, not booths. I'm just there for 3 days. Um, and they assign it so I can show up anytime Friday and start setting up. And so I'm just so amazed I was able to do it. I couldn't believe it. I didn't ask my mom once for help. I didn't have one breakdown. I had extreme frustration, doubts, but I just kept plugging along. I made a long list of every single freaking thing I would need. And with that money that little by little, plenty of time, got every little thing I would need or possibly need. So my only concern right now is I really do need my service dog to come with me, but it's in October. Someone offered to let me sleep in their booth at night, and they have kerosene heat. Um, and but I haven't said anything about my dog, so I don't know if she'd be welcome with him. If I take his giant crate, I can only use 10 by 10. It might take up too much space. I don't know. I'm gonna it will be too cold for him because he's not a furry dog. He has hair. But he has flannel jammies and sweaters and stuff. But I really do need his support because it's going to be me all alone for those 3 days. So that's because I would have to keep him in his crate because if I'm dealing with customers, I can't be paying attention. I can't have him on my, leash on my arm. If I had another person, I certainly would. But I don't know enough people. I tested one friend out who does my yoga, and as soon as I said it's more like a camping situation, because I'm not paying for a hotel and driving back and forth, I really want to be. And another concern is I have a lot of dietary issues, restrictions, so I'm going to have to bring food. There's some things I can eat there. I was told that they call it the trade winds where all the tents are. And they said that people are usually really cool and helpful with each other in the tents. So if you need to go use the restroom, someone will watch your booth while you run to the potty. So that's nice. I just hope that other people find my creations as fabulous as I do. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck with a buttload of brooms, which I decided if then I would put them on Swap Shop for way little price. Just to get and maybe save my favorites. I'll have to show you guys some of my new ones. I am doing staffs as well, wizard staffs, and getting resin gems or whatever you want to call them to put in them. It's an experiment, but the one that I'm doing now is this blood red shiny color, and it's got a skull and studs on red leather. It's kind of cool. I just learned a new leather work handles, and I just learned and got the equipment for a new technique, so I'm gonna be testing that out. So here I'm going to call my doctor tomorrow. I can have one Xanax a day as needed, but since I have this coming up and I'm still doing the dog training, I'm going to call my doctor. She's pretty cool. If I can increase it to 2 a day as needed, I won't need that every day, but just so I don't run out. And the closer it gets to the event, I'm going to be freaking. And that will keep me from sleeping very well. Just temporarily till mid-October. My birthday. My birthday's the 12th. So, and is that it? Is that all? I I would say that my mood right now is hypomanic, but for like 3 months, I've been normal. And I don't know what that's about. And I have not been able to, I can't remember when it's been normal that long. I don't know what to do with myself. It's almost kind of it's bizarre. And I don't know if it's the CBD I take at night. I think it coincides more with the diet changes I had to make for my GI system. So, wouldn't that be insane if a lot of my issues in my brain were partially were due to things I was being pushed to eat by doctors. Doctors don't know everything, I can tell you. Anyway, so there is where I stand. Oh, and to mention, I have gone red. I will tell you that I have always had straight blonde hair until I started taking Depakote a long time ago. And my hair fell out. It causes your hair to fall out. Not like in big clumps, but a lot at a time, strands. And it grew back wavy and dark brown to medium brown. And I hated it. So I would have it colored to keep the blonde because I think I look better. And now I have this issue where I know you don't want to hear about my hair, but it has to do with my self-esteem. Here, my hair is that ugly brown, darkish brown since it's not been out in the sun. And here is white. Not gray, but white. And when it grows out, just the tiniest bit from this red. Because the red lets this grow out better. I want it to get longer. That's why it's being awkward and out of sorts. But I don't know what to do about the white. I think I'm too young for white. But it is not blonde. It is growing out white. How do you go about that? How do you just like let it I don't want those colors. I think I look ugly in those colors. Let's see. Anyway, I'm liking the red. My green eyes in person kind of come out better, but now my entire clothing has to change. Okay. Can I just complain about something? I got locked out of my iTunes, and you wouldn't believe what I had to go through to get back in. Code sent to my phone, to my email. Sign in. What was your security questions? I mean, this is just stupid. What happened to just like signing in and getting to your stuff? Every time it's something even more elaborate. This like labyrinth of stuff just because I wanted to download some music. Now that is pissing me off. Okay, so my rant is done. I'll get back to the more focused, organized posts when the yard sale is over and I have done painted this room and gotten it situated. So, there. I hope you all have a good night.